On the 27th of May 2017, MO3 attended a concert at Club Phantom in Fort Worth, celebrating his birthday.
Y'all gotta stop going to these hood-ass clubs. I can see this club, and I already know it's hood and ghetto as hell. Y'all have to stop going to these ghetto-ass clubs, expecting non-ghetto activity to happen.
A few days early, but unfortunately things would take a turn for the worse that evening, with gunfire erupting in the club just before 4 a.m. and a 31-year-old man by the name of Hector Wilkins, aka Lil Half or Heck, being shot in the upper torso, later dying in hospital, and police would later claim that this was a gang-related killing. MO3 himself would later be arrested in connection with this shooting in an early morning raid on his home, even later breaking down the surprise raid in an interview with Cam Capone.
I heard a knock at the door. I mean, it was just me and my son. I heard beating at the door. Boom, boom. I'm like, before I even walked to the door, it hit me. I knew. I was like, oh, okay, okay. They was gonna kick the in, so I was like, hold up. So right when I opened the door, it's AR-15, big flag lights, and me and my son face. Get over here, get over here. They took the baby.
They took the baby?
Took him out my hand and threw me on the ground.
Yeah, they do that.
Man, so.
MO3 was charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon.
That's what he looked like. I ain't gonna lie, I know it's hard to knock him out. He got a strong ass jawline. I know he get into a fight, he eating them punches on fucking ground.
With bond set at $100,000, and he would even do a phone-in interview from jail to say cheese, with a title suggesting that he was facing 30 years if convicted. MO3 would even claim that the cops were fans of him and they let him drive to jail in his own Tahoe truck, even letting him stop at McDonald's on the way, suggesting that he was greeted in jail like Tupac Shakur.
Hey man, but they was fans, man. They let me ride. They ain't put me in the car. They let me ride Tahoe. Took me to McDonald's, and got me a sausage and eggs, man. But they booked me in, man. I came in the bitch like Pac, man. I came in the like Pac. Come down, man. For real, man. Yeah, man. King of the city, man. Yeah, man. King of the street, man. Shout out to all the way.
During the call, MO3 also revealed to Sean Cotton that he had spent tens of thousands of dollars on a lawyer already.
Hey, so I talked to one of your people, and he said that you spent a lot of money on a lawyer, like 50, 60,000. Is that true?
Yeah, man. Look, man. I dropped 60 for the Fort Worth. Man. I dropped 50 racks, man, just from the Fort Worth. Man, that's just from that, man. Yeah, man. Now I gotta spend another 10 to get out. That's another.
Yeah, I got another
10 to get out, man. That's another 10 to get out. They gonna drop another 10 to fight the.
Y'all gotta stop. Do you understand that he just pretty much admitted to paying 80 racks in lawyer fees? And bond and lawyer fees, he paid 80 racks, bro. It's not worth it. No street activity is worth paying 80 racks for your freedom. Well, it is worth paying 80 racks for your freedom, but it's not worth paying 80 racks just to like, no, bro. You can put that 80 racks to anything else, man, not the laws, man. Don't give them people your money.
With MO3 later revealing to DJ Vlad that he had spent over $90,000 on lawyer fees and essentially went broke trying to beat this case.
And I guess you spent like $90,000 in lawyer and court fees.
I couldn't buy my son no Similac milk. No $13 can of milk.
Ultimately, MO3 said that the police were following rumors on social media suggesting that he was responsible for the shooting, but the charges were ultimately dropped.
People were saying, MO3 did this, MO3 did this, MO3 did this. You know, once somebody say your name so many times, you know that's who they gonna come get.
No, for sure. Streets talk, they gonna believe the streets.
Okay. There's no cases. The person with the name gonna get the blame. You get what I'm saying?
But things weren't all good for MO3, because apparently due to the negative attention he got from this incident, Epic Records decided to distance themselves from him.
Wow. Nothing to do with me.
Oh, because of the shooting incident.
Yeah.
And after his split with Epic, the following year in October, MO3 would release the song True Story, where he seemed to address the incident. The video came along with an eerie introduction where we see a dead MO3 in the morgue, whilst the mortician tells somebody on the phone that he was killed in his own city.
I don't know, I think it's some rapper. He got shot.
Y'all gotta stop doing stuff like this, because this is definitely like, bro, the fact that he ended up dying in his own city, and this is probably what happened exactly when the mortician found his body and everything. Y'all gotta stop doing that shit, bro. Like, y'all have to stop making these videos, like making videos in the morgue, making videos in caskets, saying that you're gonna pass away and all this shit, man. It's you speaking death and ill will into your life, man. You gotta stop living like that.
In his own city.
And over the course of this prophetic video, we would see MO3 himself rapping next to a coffin and his own grave, which of course represents his own death, as well as rapping lyrics that appear to reference the shooting in Fort Worth, saying that he near lost his life that night, and going on to rap about being blamed for the murder, suggesting that the situation was a setup and it was nearly him that got killed, saying others in his position would have done the same thing. He would rap that he'll kill before he becomes a victim, and MO3 later told Cam Capone in an interview before his death that this was the last shootout he was in and that he still loves Fort Worth despite this incident.
Shout out to Fort Worth. I still love the phone. I ain't got no problem. I ain't got nothing against them. You get what I'm saying? No, night gone bad. And, you know, somebody died.
It's never been fully revealed to the public exactly what happened that night, but some have connected the dots. And considering Go Yayo hails from Fort Worth, and that there'd previously been tension brewing between them on stage, putting two and two together, many believe that this altercation had something to do with the tension between Mo3's HSM crew and Go Yayo's Hood Fame crew. Story goes, Mo3 and Go Yayo had been on opposite sides of the club that night, yelling and throwing gang signs in each other's direction. Apparently, at a certain point, Mo3's threats towards Go Yayo were interpreted as a diss towards the entire city of Fort Worth, causing that nightclub full of Fort Worth natives to turn on Mo3. Allegedly, at this point, he had tried to escape the club, being escorted out by his manager, ultimately with an exchange of gunfire erupting and a man being left dead. After the incident, an Instagram post, apparently from the victim's sister, would confirm that her brother got shot 8 times because of Go Yayo and Mo3 beefing at the club. And Mo3 himself would even release a statement from his Facebook account under the alias Marcus Mack, saying that he prays the victim pulls through, but he's not the one to blame, saying that a lame local rapper set him up and that he had to defend himself against a whole club, but he doesn't know anything about a shooting and now he has the cops on his case.
That's crazy as hell. That's why I'm saying I gotta stop going to these hood clubs, especially if you're not from that city, and especially if you beefing with a rapper in that city, because like he said, they gonna take your diss to the rapper as a diss against the city. So now you're gonna have everybody in his club think you dissing the city, and now it's just gonna go downhill from there. Now it's just not even really worth it, bro. You put yourself in a lose-lose situation. You gotta stay out of them situations, because you put yourself in too many lose-lose situations, you're gonna lose. Naturally, you're just gonna lose.
A while later, Dallas comedian Roy Lee would also weigh in on the drama between these two rapping rivals, saying in a real-life interview that Mo3 is up against the whole of Dallas and Fort Worth.
We have right now the Mo3 and Go Yayo situation, man. What's your take on that?
Man, they're crazy, man. It's like Mo3 against Dallas and Fort Worth. Ain't nobody on my side.
Roy Lee went on to suggest that Mo3 was in the club in Fort Worth when the whole club turned on him after somebody stood up and called him out, even joking that he would have shot women and kids to get out of that situation.
You gotta think about where he was at. You know what I'm saying? You way out there, and somebody get on the table and say, he said here. And so the whole club against you? All right, when I get back to the car, I'm shooting kids or whoever. Y'all better move y'all out the way.
Nah, y'all can take what he said and interpret that the wrong way. Basically, what he's saying is, if y'all trying to mob and gang up on me, then I'm finna let this chopper. That's basically what he's saying. And can you blame him? If someone trying to come in, if you in the club minding your business, you in the restaurant, you in the goddamn movie theaters, wherever, and someone stand up and say, he said F the city, we on his ass, and 30, 40 people get up and try to mob you, I'm doing the same thing as soon as I get to the car. It's going down. Like, I gotta defend myself by any means necessary.
Roy Lee would go on to say that Mo3 is at the stage in his career that he needs real armed security.
If you got enough money, get a police officer out of with you. Yeah. You need some money that's bigger than you and taller than you to say move, get out the way. Yeah, can really walk with choppers.
Clearly, a lot of tension was brewing in the DFW, and going forward, unfortunately, things would only escalate further with yet more lives being lost. And unfortunately for Roy Lee, despite being a comedian, his comments would find him caught up too, right in the middle of a Dallas gang war.
RP Roy Lee, I definitely know what happened to him. RP Roy Lee, the whole situation is insane, but I'm not going to insert myself too much into Dallas politics or any city politics that I don't know the specifics. But from what I know, a lot of bloodshed and a lot of bogus activity, man.